You may now take your seats. Good afternoon, family, friends, staff, and fellow graduates, and welcome to the class of 2016's graduation ceremony. We are here today to celebrate the accomplishment that each and every one of us is about to make, walking across this stage to receive our diplomas. We are also celebrating the past 4 years of our lives that we have spent making our mark at Carroll High School. I still remember the day that I got my first Neon Nation shirt, as I'm sure most of you do too. It was at the freshman mixer, and it said the class of 2016 on the back. Looking at that year back then, it seemed like it would take forever. We have always been told that high school would fly by and to make sure we enjoy our time while we can, but we never really believed anyone who told us that. But standing here today, looking at the sea of blue caps and gowns, I realized that they were right. As we take our walk into our next step of life, I realize just how fast time is going by in general. We went from being kindergartners who had to hold our teachers' hands walking down the hallways because they were afraid we would get lost, to becoming high school graduates who probably still wish we had that helping hand guiding us through the path of life ahead. We are also becoming people who will be expected to make big life decisions, when just a few weeks ago we still had to ask if we could use the restroom. Wherever you're heading next, whether it be a higher education, the workforce, or the armed forces, I know you have a great future ahead of you, and I wish you the best of luck. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce to you Carroll High School's graduation class of 2016.
Mr. Himpsel, school board members, and guests, it is my pleasure to present to you the senior class of 2016. It is my privilege to certify that they have met the requirements established by Northwest Allen County Schools. At this time, we are ready to begin with the graduation ceremony.
Welcome, and thank you for attending today's graduation ceremony. We are honored that you chose to take time from your busy schedules and celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2016. At Northwest Allen County Schools, we are blessed to work with many dedicated students and families who are willing to engage in a variety of educational activities, accept the challenge to go further than initially thought possible, and serve our community while committing to a quest of achieving excellence. At this time, I would like to recognize 4 individuals who epitomize this quest of achieving excellence. As I call their names to the podium, I ask that they please come to the podium. The first person I will invite to the podium demonstrated tremendous resilience while reminding us that hard work and perseverance can help us overcome many challenges. She plans to take her work ethic to New York City, where she plans to earn a degree in creative writing, film, and theater at Columbia University. Please welcome one of our 3 salutatorians for the class of 2016, Michelle DiMaggio Potter. Our next honoree plans to experience greater diversity in one of the world's largest cultural hubs as she plans to relocate and continue her studies in Los Angeles. While in Los Angeles, she will be studying international relations at the University of Southern California. Please welcome our second salutatorian for the class of 2016, Julie Ho. Our next honoree doesn't think I'm going to say this, but I'm going to. He is a self-proclaimed complete math nerd. I say that because he and I share that in common. He plans to take his nerdom to South Bend and study mathematics and finance at the University of Notre Dame. Please welcome our third salutatorian for the class of 2016, Corey Miller. I'm a math geek too. Our next honoree will also give our valedictorian address. He has had the opportunity to travel across the world and visit India on multiple occasions to spend time with his extended family. He plans to study aerospace engineering at the Georgia Institute of Technology, or as many may know it, Georgia Tech University, with an eye towards developing supersonic travel for passenger-related purposes so we can reduce the amount of time it takes to travel to faraway places, like India. I'm sure that's something that all of us can relate to. Please welcome our valedictorian for the class of 2016 and our next speaker, Raktam Datta.
I once found myself explaining to a member of another high school that our mascot is the Charger. The response I got was somewhat disheartening and borderline offensive. What, you mean the thing I plug into my phone at night to keep it from dying? I still don't think he gets it. To be clear, let me just say that I am very proud of my high school, as I am sure all of us in the class of 2016 are. And there's great reason to be, especially today, when we are all here to celebrate our educational journey through the years at a culminating moment in each of our lives. It is unfortunate, then, that at times such as this, some people choose to remind others about our human tendency to forget. They stress that they will one day only be able to recall a hazy sensation of what was once their once-in-a-lifetime high school experience. They may be right in thinking so. After all, most of us in our class have only been around for about 18 years. But instead, let me stress the need to remember. The need to remember not only our brightest moments and most honorable achievements, but also how we seniors got to where we are today. In order to unravel the layers behind what it took to not only talk the talk, but also, as we shall soon see, walk the walk, I will stress what is obvious now and what I hope will be just as obvious down the road. First, a huge thank you to our educators. The level of commitment and dedication shown by our teachers on a daily basis is truly staggering. There can be no explanation for this other than a bona fide desire to see the best of each student surface, to see the best of each student thrive. I have somewhat of a personal connection to the teaching profession, as a grandfather of mine was a teacher himself for many years. I understand some of the personal sacrifices it takes to ensure students get the instruction they need while trying to balance work with family life and tight schedules. As far as I'm concerned, teaching is the most noble of all professions. Not all of us possess the qualities necessary to radiate learning as effectively as we've seen our teachers do. So seniors, as we enjoy our time in the limelight today, for we have each certainly earned it, let us also take the time to show our appreciation to those who have helped make this possible on so many different levels. Next, let us remember that the opportunity we experienced at Carroll to envision, to act, and to grow should not be taken for granted. Nothing is for granted. And what better way to illustrate this than by highlighting some of the wide variety of accomplishments our school has seen just this past year in academics, athletics, and the arts. Among us today, we have state champions in athletics. Among us today, we have state champions in academics. Among us today, we also have National Gold Key winners in the arts, which is only a dream for some schools and their students. All of these accomplishments would not have been possible without the collective effort of some of our community's hardest workers. At our school, it's always best foot forwards. Finally, as we proceed to college, or the military, or the workforce, with our heads held high, it is our responsibility, fellow classmates, to carry with us the core values which our families have instilled in us in order to ensure that we continue our advances in all areas we choose. It is so vital to realize that we must tap into our well of potential through action. I have full faith in each one of you seniors with me today. I thank you for all the great times we've had. Charge forth, class of 2016, and congratulations.
As our choir members are returning to their chairs, let's give them one more round of applause. Let's also take some time to thank Rockdem for his sharing his words, and for our valedictorian and salutatorians to wish them luck as they move on to their next part of their lives. Congratulations. The 2016 political environment certainly has provided twists and turns that I've never witnessed in my lifetime. The amount of name-calling seems to be particularly extreme this particular election year. But regardless of where you may fall on the political spectrum, and despite the many differing viewpoints, a consistent American theme throughout our history is a commitment to developing and participating within strong communities. For example, Paul Ryan, our current United States House of Representatives Speaker, states that every successful individual knows that his or her achievement depends on a community of persons working together. Likewise, labor activist Cesar Chavez, when asked why he was organizing farm labor, stated, "We cannot seek achievement for ourselves and forget about progress and prosperity for our community." Seniors, there are many things that you learned while attending Northwest Allen County Schools. Each of them in some small way prepared you to contribute positively to the lives of others throughout our global community. These educational endeavors provide each of you with a foundation for future success. Among the many lessons that are presented during a student's educational career are occurrences that remind us that life is filled with a variety of challenges. Each school year, challenges materialize that serve as evidence of the will and commitment that a community exhibits towards one another. Each of them provides lessons, insights that extend far beyond any academic learning that may be presented during a student's 13 years of education. Instead, these events require us to apply what we know in a way that subsequently strengthens our community's bond to one another. This particular senior class has provided us with evidence that shows that they can be counted on to help each other and to contribute to the prosperity and progress of our community. And I'd like to talk about two of those occurrences. The first occurrence reminded us that life is fragile. When we lost Cedar Canyon teacher Chris Dodain on the first day of school to a tragic accident, I was hoping it would not be an omen for a bad school year, and it wasn't. Instead, it served as a catalyst for our community to come together, to celebrate his life and the legacy that he left among his former students and colleagues, and through the support we offered to his family, to provide evidence that the Northwest Allen community cares about the needs of others and lives the message that we communicate to our students beginning on the first day of kindergarten, to treat people right and do the right thing. It also afforded us to demonstrate support for our schools and for those who oftentimes we take for granted, and celebrate the teachers, counselors, nurses, instructional assistants, bus custodians, and many others throughout our district who choose to serve and invest in the children within our community. The outpouring of support was especially present during the first couple of weeks of the school year for those serving and investing in the children at Cedar Canyon Elementary. We are very appreciative of it. As we expect from members of a senior class, the class of 2016 actively participated and led Carroll High Schools' response in supporting the families of Mr. Dodain and Cedar Canyon Elementary. The second occurrence was not a tragedy, but rather an opportunity. And members of the class of 2016 responded by becoming actively and directly involved. The challenge presented early in the school year was to create something new and establish an enduring legacy at Carroll, an opportunity they did not waste, an opportunity they embraced, an opportunity whereby they chose to serve as leaders. The results of Champions Together far exceeded anything that we as adults thought was possible. We knew it had the potential to be good, but as a result of the leadership demonstrated by the members of the senior class, I heard the following to describe the resulting experiences: life-changing, outstanding, and awe-inspiring. And based on my personal communications with some of the families involved, it was life-changing, it was outstanding, and it was awe-inspiring. Those who actively led the Champions Together experience have indeed left an enduring legacy at Carroll High School, a legacy that strengthens our community. On behalf of Northwest Allen County Schools, we thank each member of our community who gave time, effort, resources, money, support, or encouragement to make each of these events result in successfully demonstrating the strength of our community. A community that demonstrated to our children that we can make a positive difference in the lives of others. Seniors, what you accomplished while attending, studying, and learning in our schools was not limited to developing knowledge and skills. You also demonstrated the ability to rally around one another and apply what you learned to make our community better. You have risen to the challenge of supporting the needs of others in a variety of ways, whether it be through raising and giving monies, giving and investing time and effort, or simply being kind and offering encouragement. Ultimately, you demonstrated that you understand the meaning of the lessons that have been taught since you entered our schools. You demonstrated how to treat people right, and you committed to doing the right thing. We are proud of each of the achievements and pursuits of excellence that each member of the class of 2016 earned, not received and not given, but earned with the support and encouragement of parents, guardians, families, friends, teachers, and many other members of our community. We look forward to hearing from you along your life's journey, so that we can learn how you continue making a positive difference in the lives of others by contributing to the progress and prosperity of our community. We are proud of each of you, and we congratulate you for being graduates of Carroll High School.
Today, as we honor the class of 2016, we recognize not only the academic achievements of these graduates, but we also bear witness to an important rite of passage for these young men and women. This ceremony marks one of the few times, quite possibly the only time in their educational career, that these students come together as true peers, equals, praised for their hard work and numerous sacrifices, and recognized one and all as graduates, with each student and family member deserving to have their name called and heard. Therefore, the class of 2016 and the staff of Carroll High School ask all members of the audience to help maintain an atmosphere of dignity and quiet for this occasion. You are all asked to refrain from making any kind of noise, be it shouting, whistling, or clapping while the graduates' names are read, so that each family may hear their graduate's name announced. We ask that you offer your applause to these graduates after all the names have been read and all the diplomas have been awarded. We thank you in advance for your understanding and cooperation. Reading our graduates' names today is faculty member Mr. Casey Stancifer.
Would the stage please rise and advance? Mr. Kent Summers, School Board President, and Mrs. Elizabeth Hathaway, School Board Vice President, will present diplomas to the following graduates. Raktim Dada. Michelle Evangeline DiMaggio Potter. Julie Ann Ho. Corey B. Miller. Sarah A. Morris. Amy Catherine Hosfeld. Tegan Alexia Foster. Mackenzie Marie Denny. Leah Pearl Groling. August John Hageman. Nora Xiaoya Tridipo. Sam Jacob Abel. Audrey Helen Ottenweller. Nathan Robert Aker. Kristen Alexandria Addison. Laiba Ahmed. Yusuf Riyad Alawadi. Victoria Catherine Alberding. Reagan Marie Allen. Paige Evelyn Anders. Samuel Jack Anderson. Peter J. Andrews. Rachel K. Andrews. Kayla Nicole Anglin. Alexander Michael Anzavino. Nicholas Earl Arnold. Michaela Cheyenne Ottenreith. James Exodus Avon IV. Jared Stewart Badgley. Alexander Scott Baker. Maxwell Christopher Baker. Samantha Rose Baker. Emily Marie Barrick. Cole Spencer Barney. Olivia Rashay Barand. Corey Edward Battershell. Mallory Ann Bauermeister. Karina Marcella Baer. Isabel Jewel Beasley. Dylan Thomas Begtel. Tyler Jeffrey Bennett. Bailey Helena Burnt. Angela May Berwick. Brooklyn Faith Biskey. Maya Grace Binkley. Bo R. Bishop. Olivia Diane Bivens. Monica Nicole Blake. Betsy Renee Bleed. Caleb Lee Blevins. Morgan Lee Blotkamp. Matthew L. Bolin. Sarah Morgan Bone. Sydney Lauren Borton. Austin Matthew Bowers. Duncan W. Bowie. Tegan Iris Bowie. Shayna Paige Bratmiller. Jonathan Robert Bragg. Austin Jacob Bridge. Anderson Daniel Bridwell. Kylie Dolores Brock. Jillian Rachel Brown. Kellum David Brown. Natalie Marie Brown. Taylor Lee Brown. Cassandra Marie Buck. Nicholas G. Buckle. Jacob Wayne Buckland. Hannah Elizabeth Bullion. Ashlyn Renee Bultemeyer. Caitlin Marie Burgess. Casey Lynn Burke. Megan Burland. Alexis Ann Burridge. Brianna Lynn Bush. Tuwa D. Carbaugh. Brandon John Cardenas. Rebecca Jean Carnahan. Gage Anthony Carroll. Lane Elizabeth Carroll. Andrew P. Carteau. Jacob P. Carteau. William Casey. Paul Richard Cater. Michaela Lynn Cerisa. Alexandria Burgess Chafee. Mason Kane Christensen. Catherine Lee Claxton. Cameron Lee Clements. Kelsey Morgan Clevenger. Riley Mitchell Klein. Dylan Richard Coffey. David Andrew Collins. Dylan John Connor, Henry James Conser, Quinn Charles Coolidge, Annette Renee Cotant, Dallas Lynn Cummings, Miranda Eileen Daly, Adam Edward Daniel, Kevin Francis Dant, Parker Isaiah Delagrange, Sierra Michelle Delcamp, Caleb Allen Delito, Taylor Ann Denny, Michaela Alicia Deogracias, Mia Nicole DePillo, Trevor Anthony Dials, Spencer Lewis Dietlein, Kayla Joy Dietz, Colin Justice Diller, Gabrielle Victoria DiMaggio Potter, Cody Matthew Dinan, Emily Suzanne Deeney, Lane Andrew Douglas, Jessica Paige Dragoo, Emily Lynn Drake, Elizabeth June Ia, Dakota E. Early, Sierra Elaine Eberly, Clark Samuel Eby, Haley Nicole Eckerly, Theodora Edison, Alexander Graham Ellerding, Nathaniel David Falater, Avery Thomas Fath, Skylar Mackenzie Feaster, Joseph Bradley Fetterspiel, Derek Allen Felger, Brett Jackson Feller, Jessica Renee Fye, Cassandra Nicole Finch, Ford Lee Fisher, Cassidy Marie Forbing, Mitchell Vandell Forehand, Ryan Jeffrey Forker, Michael Patrick Fortmeyer, Kirsten Alexis Folk, Anthony Joseph Freiberger, Henry Marshall Fromm, Madison Ruth Frucci, Madison Paige Fry, Alexandra Michelle Fry, Leighton Joseph Fuentes, Amrit Carr Garcha, Joshua Lloyd Garman, Jared Andrew Garner, Wesley Thomas Garrison, Marissa Lee Gehrig, Michael Henry Gephardt, Allison Paige Gerardo, Tyler Evan Gherkin, Aaron J. Geddes, Vanessa Paige Gibson, Zachary A. Gifford, Lauren R. Gill, Scott D. Gillum, Mr. Paul Sloper, School Board Secretary, will join Mr. Summers in presenting diplomas to the following graduates. Jack D. Givens, Spencer William Glass, Isaac Vincent Golden, Jenna Marie Gonzalez, Megan Elizabeth Good, Shelley L. Goodman, Wesley G. Goodman, Bailey Victoria Goodwin, Wyatt Jeffrey Gottschalk, Jake H. Graham, Ashley Marie Gray, Megan Elizabeth Green, Chad Michael Griffith, Emily Lynn Griffith, Corinne Elizabeth Grime, Rustin S. Gross, Jake Tyler Grossnickel, Daniel W. Gulias, Andrew J. Gump, Anthony Renee Guzman, Madison Christine Hall, Corey Jessica Halter, Alexis S. Hamilton, Devin Justine Hammond, Alexander Joseph Handlin, Riley R. Hankins, Austin Shane Harris, Kobe Robert Harder, Alexandra L. Harvey, Maya Amen Hassan, Blake K. Hastings, Chelsea Nicole Hatfield, Cassidy Renee Hattery, Chad Allen Helmke, Justine Teresa Hensley, Caleb P. Herber, Grace Margaret Hess, Callie Brooke Heineman, Emily Dawn Heister, Aubrey Rochelle Hilborn, Jacob Martin Hill, Cameron Jared Hostetler, Emmeline Nicole Hepner, Ethan Alexander Hare, Laura Christine Hofer, Brandon C. Hoffman, Briley Lynn Hogel, Walker L. Holdeman, Brendan James Holland, Madison Aubrey Holsworth, Allison Nicole Hoagland, Madison Elizabeth Hubengardner, Amber Lynn Hoot, Megan Nicole Hossinger, Robert Hogue, Trevor Michael Houlihan, Alex Hauser, Cora Trinity Howard, Ryan Michael Housing, Stephen Tran Huynh, Adam John Ivey, Emmanuel Ocone Ifan, Landon Scott Irwin, Hannah Renee Jackway, James Andrew Jamisich Jr., Ashley Lauren Johnson, Haley Lynn Johnson, Caleb Christopher Johnson, Caroline Elizabeth Jones, Tyler Maxwell Jones, Charles Martin Jordan, Timothy J. Jordan, Biai Emmanuel Kabangu, Georgiana Karahalias, Madison Lee Kaler, Carly Diane Kenseth. Megan Lynn Kilgore. Brandon James Kimes. Mariah Nicole Kinsey. Shelby Dawn Kazar. Cody Robert Klimkowski. Derek J. Klitzing. Cameron William Coley. Zane B. Kono. Brooke Ashlyn Korn. Mackenzie Lynn Koska. Madison Gabrielle Kovalevsky. Courtney Ann Kressel. Cameron J. Kress. Darren Krantz. Riley J. Krugerberg. Madeline Paige Kurtz. James P. Quas. Sophia Camille Leahy. Brooke Ashlyn Lehrman. Caleb Leroy Lambert. Nathaniel A. Langston. Andrew G. Larson. Adrian Sheon Laughlin. Deidre Ann Leffers. Tyler J. Langrich. Corey Ray Leonard. Charles J. Lett. Emma A. Lewis. Judah Aaron Licht. Wade Allen Lixon. Kristen Rose Lipinski. Madeline Deanna Locke. Sierra Michael Long. Rachel Ann Longbottom. Karen Joyce Elizabeth Looper. Boston P. Lothamer. Samuel Ryan Lubyhusen. Jesse Lulai. Austin McKay Luscombe. Grant Kenneth Lyons. Claire Elizabeth McDonald. Brian R. Macias Ramirez. Adrian Lee Mahaffey. Noah A. Maines. Logan M. Maldini. Kyle William Mallers. Joshua T. Mang. Jessa Nicole Marchand. Jordan Paul Mairney. Courtney K. Shear. Noah Christopher McCormick. Nicholas Reed McCurdy. Zoe Elizabeth McEldowney. Casey McKenzie. Austin B. McNamara. Mallory Marie Melkai. Benjamin T. Melendez. Braden L. Menchofer. Angela Monique Mendoza. Tara Lee Maceros. Brittany Marie Meyer. Christopher N. Meyer. Aaliyah Nicole Miller. Julianne Palumbo Miller. Sarah Miller. Braxton C. Minke. Emily A. Meisner. Diego E. Morales. Jamie Lynn Marino. Storm T. Morgan. Kirsten Renee Murphy. Sarah A. Melray. Abigail Nicole Nagel. Larissa Marie Nana. Austin Hu No. Linda Daimi No. Amy Anvihuang Nguyen. Stacy V. Nguyen. Malia J. Nicholson. Harrison Rex Nicklin. Hayden L. Newland. Hannah Marie Nine. Reina Victoria Nino Salazar. Madeline Marie Niemeyer. Cody Knoll. Megan Leanne Knoll. Catherine Frances Novak. Delaney Grace Knuckles. Thomas N. O'Connor. Tatum Josephine O'Donnell. Erin Elizabeth Olinger. Shelby Lee Oswald. Caroline Doan Otter. Emma Elizabeth Owen. Demi Panagopoulos. Jake S. Park. Jacob Allen Parker. Kelly Virginia Perry. Jennifer Lynn Parsons. Michael Richard Patain. Mr. Ron Felger and Mr. John Hilger, school board members, will present diplomas to the following graduates. Tanner Lee Patterson. Gavin S. Pelkington. Brittany Nicole Peoples. Chase Michael Perkins. Amber Noel Peterson. Shay Nicole Petrie. Kevin Nam Pham. Kevin Quang Pham. Caleb Aaron Pongkamung. Troy Harrison Pickett. Hannah Catherine Piggott. Haley B. Pohorecki. Gage Daniel Potoff. Brittany May Prater. Brandon Perry Price. Brooke Nicole Prosh. Laura Jean Pund. Alexander Michael Purdy. Jacqueline Ann Quaid. Gina Nicole Ramondo. Nicolasa Victoria Ramirez. Kobe David Rapol. Anna Grace Reese. Brendan Kyle Reed. Yesenia Ruby Renteria Valdez. Sam Evan Rhodes. Jordan Alex Rice. Alexis Andreina Rini. Brennan James Robbins. Julian Daniel Robbins. Tiffany Jalen Roberts. Kaylee Marie Robinson. Matthew William Rokas. Jessica Leanne Rogers. Madison Nicole Rooney. Dakota McKinley Roser. Tegan Shea Rowley. Brianna Nicole Ruby. Elizabeth Catherine Rudolph. Parker Thomas Rudolph. Megan Deanne Rusher. Emma Marie Ruskop. Alexandra Maureen Salfrank. Zachary Kinsella Sagan. Abdel Wahab Sacco. Maziz Salam. Carmen Ann Sauer. Aubrey Aquila Sowers. Carson Lee Saylor. Audrey Jane Scare. Zachary Thomas Schaefer. Zachary Michael Shire. Justin Michael Schoenals. William James Shrensky Jr. Blake Andrew Schumacher. Ben Allen Schwartz. Catherine M. Scribner. William T. Scruggs IV. Raul Isaac Segura. Alexander J. Sexton. Nicholas John Sarakas. Lydia Grace Schaefer. Caitlin Ann Shake. Dawn Marie Shannon. Ethan Andrew Scheimer. Lauren Elizabeth Schuler. Caitlin Joy Sims. Savannah Lockhart Singer. Kayla Grace Skaggs. Victoria Ann Smead. Logan Michael Smeckens. Justin C. Smethers. Aiden R. Smith. Christopher M. Smith. Haley Renee Smith. Michael W. B. Smith. Alex F. Smotherman. Mackenzie Rain Snyderwine. David Sorrell. Kaylin A. Spellman. Hannah Nicole St. John. Jamiroquai Akeem Stanchion. Melissa Emily Starkey. Alexis Ann Stephanatis. Shane Michael Stewart. Joseph Brett Stillwell. Tate Anthony Steiner. Michaela Renee Stoffel. Dylan Patrick Stolte. Michaela Kate Stonestreet. Andrew Thomas Studi. Ashley Marie Strasser. Teresina Marie Stratton. Madison Nicole Stuckey. Emma Jade Summers. Caitlin Rose Tepper. Bryce James Tester. Brielle Cheyenne Teamy. Gabriel Martin Thomas. Shelby Elaine Thomas. Maria Jean Till. Zoe Marie Toscos. Josie Christine Trier. Annie Dulan Tritipo. Brittany Nicole Tucker. Colton Tyler Turnbow. Hayden Mark Turnbow. Luke John Unger. Anna Joy Updike. Brianna K. Van, Tyler Scott Vanderweel, Brandon David Vaughn, Alina Nok Vo, Madison Gail Vorndren, Kayla Marie Walker, Chase Christopher Walker. Chase Christopher Walter. Carla Lynn Walthauer. Benjamin John Weber. Cassandra Marie Worley. Caroline Teresa Weller. Austin M. Wenger. Camden M. Whitney. Catherine Marie Wiggener. Carly J. Wilkins. Alexa Jean Will. Michaela Rebecca Wilson. Brianna Noelle Whitty. Alexandria Suzanne Wolfe. Tristan Nathaniel Wright. Zachary I. Yahi. Nathan A. Yorio. Rolando Yuha Bendanya. Haley Shannon Zelt. Brittany Nicole Zent. Justin Cole Zimmerman. Lauren Nicole Zimmerman. Mallory Renee Zuber. Claire M. Zerbaugh. Riley J. Dunn. The following graduates have met the requirements but were unable to attend today's ceremony: Nicholas Boyle, Kelly Chamberlain, Alex Clark, Keaton Duffy, Jared Fox, Savannah Furness, Ronnie Howard, Keelan Keeney, Chad Lane, Ian Masters, Sandra Pocaccia, Curtis Pogar, Andrew Smith, William Stabler, Tristan Swanson, Antoine Samir Tomei, Logan Watkins, Jessica Weber, Sierra Alonzo, John Bolton, Hadley Gaff, Benjamin Poorman, Dylan Rickman, Ethan Runkle, Gabriella Smith, Reed Stallman, Jade Titus, Kayla Wakeland, Emily Wilder. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Carroll High School's graduating class of 2016. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to present our co-salutatorians.
A salutatorian speech from a poet's perspective. Skulking around the corridors with a "hello darkness, my old friend" air. It really is funny how I'm still there, remembering all I struggled with. Competition. Up all nights, down all days. Maybe for you it was the same. Maybe for you it wasn't. An addition to the family, or a subtraction. A shift in identity, a concussion, an epiphany, that unattainable 9. But reflecting is okay, because that's partially why we're here today. I could only speak for me. It was hard to get here. I had a twin, a womb mate, to make it better. I had younger brothers to teach me that showers are optional. A mother to let me know the craziness is inherited. An older sister I made a promise to. Kayla, I love you. A father who stepped in when another was lost, but is no less my real dad. A grandpa who's dragged me out of bed for 13 years. Thank you. Let us thank our teachers for making us cry, our parents for making us try, our classes for bringing to light exactly what we don't want to do, and Carroll. When we move on, we'll remember the struggle, the wait, but also the conquest, the relief, the experience. Now that this experience is over, it's time to move on. For me, it's in the heart of New York City. Maybe I'll get mugged and murdered, but maybe I'll survive. Maybe we'll all survive. I just hope you'll do what you love. Selecting a school, securing a job, serving your country, or more than likely moving into your parents' basement. Because if it's not what you love, it's not worth doing. Today, thank whomever needs thanking. Reflect on what needs reflecting. And you're right, Mr. Pearson. It was fun. And tomorrow, I think it will be too.
I'd like to begin with a passage from a poem that I look to for inspiration. Gather ye rosebuds while ye may, old time is still a-flying, and the same flower that smiles today, tomorrow will be dying. Robert Herrick. Make much of time, carpe diem. I'd like for all of you to consider this phrase while we are still under the same roof. 4 years have passed us by, and now we are accomplished athletes, artists, musicians, and scholars, with a phenomenal number of accolades on our shoulders. We poured our hearts and souls into our passions and have made wonderful connections with these close-knit circles. But instead of dwelling on what has happened over the past few years, I'm here to say that we have yet to reach the zenith of our lives. We embarked on this odyssey as rowdy kindergartners, made it through those mortifying middle school years that we don't ever talk about, and are now climbing further up the stairway of life, closer towards the pinnacle of our careers. High school is simply a stepping stone towards the beginning of success. What lies beyond this graduation ceremony is something greater, but that greatness can only be attained if we reach for it now, because every happenstance, every opportunity is ephemeral. Do not be lazy, do not be afraid, follow your passions, and manifest your dreams into reality. I encourage you all to seize today and live with as few regrets as possible. It's frightening, entering the real world. I empathize with that feeling because it's all I've been thinking about since I turned in my college applications. I'm terrified of what awaits ahead, but I want to give a piece of advice that's been handed down to me by our predecessors. Yes, we're going to need to know how to do taxes, how to file insurance, pick up the phone and call Pizza Hut ourselves, because that's very hard. But the fact is, we've been living the real world for the past 18 years. Perhaps the geographical location may be different, or maybe it'll just be a face in a sea of others, but the sky will be the same and the earth beneath our feet. Even though we're told that school is supposed to prepare us for life, we've done our own preparing. When we hung out with friends, got our first jobs, or just took walks in the parks, contemplating to ourselves. That is reality. We cannot buy perspective, we must earn it through experiencing all of life's ups and downs. Take your first step into the future with the resolution and confidence that you're going to leave behind an incredible legacy. And of course, we should not forget who cultivated that confidence. Thank you so very much, friends, families, and loved ones, for being there for us. Thank you for dragging us out of bed even though we dreaded going to school, and for giving us encouraging words when we need them. Your efforts have made today possible. And now, it is time for us to let go and to take a leap of faith into the future. To the class of 2016, congratulations on jumping over the hurdle that is high school. My final words to you all will be a quote uttered by the late Robin Williams. Carpe diem, seize the day, everyone, and make your lives extraordinary.
Yeah, I know, another speech. I just don't stop. But I swear, it's almost over. How odd a sight this must be. 500 blueberries with strange square caps packed into an arena that walk across the stage to grab a cover that's not even the real diploma, while thousands of onlookers watch intently. Aliens, if you're watching us right now, I swear we're not always like this. But anyways, the ceremony as a whole is something beautiful. Nothing less than a spectacle such as this would be suitable for honoring such an important 4 years of our lives. But the whole ordeal does more than just celebrating the past. It shows that we are all equal for this moment in time. Graduates, look to your left and your right. Everyone around you is wearing the same outfit as you. For the only time in our entire high school careers, we are all equal in appearance. But in a larger sense, we are equal today beyond just our physical appearances. We all today end the journey of high school and set out into the real world. It doesn't matter if you were Mr. Studmuffin football captain or a kid who struggled to find his way in high school. We all are wearing the same 100% polyester, made in Mexico blue graduation robe. And we all walk on stage to get that same cover that everyone thinks is the actual diploma, but we actually have to wait to get the real ones later in the basement. It doesn't matter how you spent your 4 years at Carroll. You are at the same launching point as every one of your classmates. What we do now that we're out of high school, well, that's up to us. But we're equal in that we get to choose what we're doing for the rest of our lives. For some of us, the ideal life is working that white-collar job with a spouse and 3 kids, living in a white picket fence home. But for others, it's living in a small apartment in the city, filling every free space with beautifully painted canvases or piles of manuscripts. And for others, it's going into the armed forces and fighting bravely for the country we love. No two people are doing the exact same thing. We are diverging into 500 distinct paths, and no one path is better than any of the others. Because what matters in life is not the size of our paychecks or the value of our homes. It is instead our happiness that matters. We get to choose our own happiness. And for that, we are limited by nothing but ourselves. So pursue what makes you happy. Don't do what you feel others expect you to do. Do what you have a passion for. We are all blueberries for today, all with equal opportunity to find meaning in life. We are forging 500 different paths. What will yours be?
Class of 2016, please rise and pick up your candles. Well, as we are about to light our candles, and the fire is going to show all of our faces of the many that have walked the halls of Carroll High School for the past 4 years, we are reminded that today is not only about graduation, but also about celebrating the many friendships that have been created along the way. I mean, today has been a celebration of over 500 students that are about to leave the walls of Carroll High School to enter the real world. Apparently, for 18 years of our lives, we haven't been in the real world. Not quite sure what world that means we're in right now, but we're about to leave it. As we celebrate this moment, let's not forget the many friends that we have laughed alongside, made thousands of memories with, and the ones we sat next to during those terribly boring block day lectures. We especially remember our beloved friend, Nick Prindle,
who we all would have loved to celebrate today with. When I think of the class of 2016, I think of kindness. We have so many people here who truly do want to be a friend to everyone. I mean, everybody has received at least one hello from Joe Stillwell in the hallway. The word funny also comes to mind. We have some pretty hilarious people that are a part of this class. Whether that be the million different senior prank ideas we came up with, or the moments that with our friends by our sides, we laughed until we cried. I also think of supportive. Our class was awarded 198 Scholastic Art and Writing Awards this year alone, and 38 of us have signed to go play a sport at a college. We have one talented class. And through all of this, I always see so much support for every artist, writer, musician, athlete, and anyone else that doesn't fall into one of those categories. Most of all, however, I think of friendship. All the different people that we have created bonds with, memories with, and had some of the best times with. We celebrate those moments today. So, as we all walk out of this building, and as the class of 2016 is gathered together one last time, let us not forget the friendships that were created. Because years from now, we probably won't remember that our class flower was a Venus flytrap, or how upset we were that this friendship circle is not a circle. But we will remember the countless memories that we made with all of our friends. So, class of 2016, here's to all the friendships we created. May we never forget the ones that we came this far with.
This is where the chapter ends. A new one now begins. Time has come for letting go. The hardest part is when you know all of these years when we were here are ending. But I'll always remember we have had the time of our lives, and now the pages turn. The stories we will write. We have had the time of our lives, and I will not forget the faces left behind. It's hard to walk away from the best of days, but if it has to end, I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives. Where the water meets the land, there is shifting in the sand, like the tide that ebbs and flows. Memories will come and go. All of these years when we were here are ending, but I'll always remember we have had the time of our lives, and now the pages turn, the stories we will write. We have had the time of our lives, and I will not forget the faces left behind. It's hard to walk away from the best of days, but if it has to end, I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives. We say goodbye, we hold on tight to these memories that never die. We say goodbye, we hold on tight to these memories that never die. We have had the time of time of our lives, and I will not forget the faces left behind. It's hard to walk away from the best of days, but if it has to end, I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives. I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives.
You may now extinguish your candles.
So here we are, in a season of seemingly endless goodbyes and last times, as we approach this monumental step in our lives. Seeing as we are nearing the end of our ceremony, I find it fitting to discuss last times. We take the start of a new school year for granted, but that was our last. We take the season opener for granted, but now all of the games have been played. We take attending our first dance for granted, but now all the dancing is done. We take sitting up at the top of the bleachers for your first home football game for granted, but we moved forward and moved on. You probably took this ceremony for granted, and now it's almost over. It's important to remember the secret the fox told the little prince. See only with your heart. Anything essential is invisible to the eyes. Today is not about walking on stage in your caps and gowns. It's a celebration of the invisible things, the ones that can only be felt as you look into the faces of your classmates and your family and remember all of the lessons you have learned and all of the memories that will be missed but never forgotten. Just remember that so many people believe in you and have invested so much in helping you succeed. Now it is up to you to take advantage of what they have given you. I urge you all to think of the firsts. So the next time you find yourself in a situation reminiscing on last times, you have no regrets and can say that I treasured the first day as much as the last. So class of 2016, no matter whether you see today as an end or a beginning, treasure it. Don't harbor any regrets, because if you find yourself remembering today, I hope you think that that was a day I truly started living. Now class of 2016, please turn your tassels from right to left. We have officially made it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please note, seniors will not be returning to the main arena. You'll want to meet your graduate at the entrance.